Welcome. Today we are exploring the intersection of cognition, reality, and the philosophy of Gilles Deleuze. In this presentation, Abstracting the Infinite, we will examine the epistemological mechanics of how we move from a chaotic, unregulated reality to the structured world of thought. Human beings do not possess the intellect of Laplace's demon. We cannot grasp the entirety of an infinite reality. Because reality is fundamentally unregulated and vast, our cognition acts as a filter. We must approximate and simplify, extracting specific objects from chaos to create a world we can actually comprehend. This extraction is not just a preference, it is a necessity for finite consciousness. At its base, reality is an unregulated, continuous flow. Thinkers have long grappled with this. Anaximander called it the Apeiron, the infinite and indefinite potentiality. Deleuze refers to it as the plane of immanence, a common foundation for all realities that lacks a starting point, a purpose, or a boundary. It is a state of absolute qualitative richness where the borders between existences are constantly collapsing. How do we map this flow? Through the history of thought, we see a progression. Anaximander identified the Apeiron as the foundation. Bergson introduced duration, viewing reality as qualitative multiplicity. Leibniz saw the monad as a continuous, interactive field of change. Finally, Deleuze describes the virtual idea, an infinitely stratified field of qualitative differentials in constant variation. The mechanics of human cognition can be visualized as an equation: Apeiron plus Peras equals abstraction. We take that infinite, ambiguous reality, the Apeiron, and impose limits, or Peras, upon it. This imposition is exactly what human thought is. It is the act of granting boundaries to the infinite to create the distinct objects and concepts we call knowledge. Consider abstraction as a sieve. We filter the raw, infinite world to isolate the essentials. As Albert Einstein famously put it, everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Academic study is fundamentally the act of grounding and determining, transforming the infinite flux into models, theories, and laws that provide us with a sense of sufficient reason. Existence itself has an architecture that is multi-layered and fractal. We define this through three core components: bodies or terms, the relations that connect them, and the singularities that mark those relations. This structure operates at every scale, organizing both the virtual world of abstract ideas and the actual world of concrete, organic parts. When we interact with this reality, we typically follow one of two pathways. The first is representation, which uses analytic reductionism to capture fixed, instantaneous snapshots of the world. The second is expression, a synthetic holism that seeks to intuitively grasp the fluid, decoded flow of existence rather than pinning it down to a static model. These pathways lead to two distinct paradigms: molar and molecular abstraction. Molar abstraction, found in modern scientific thought, seeks to describe the world through clear, arborescent boundaries. Molecular abstraction, common in philosophical thought, is rhizomatic and infinite. It aims to set problems and interpret meaning within a shifting, continuous flow, rather than simply identifying fixed concepts. Ultimately, we are always approaching a limit. Because we can never truly capture the infinite with finite minds, the very act of trying of abstracting becomes the substance of all intellectual life. As we evolve from modern to postmodern perspectives, our task shifts from drawing lines on a map to diving into the depths of a molecular, infinite reality.